The Adventures of the Legendary Dinosaur Duelist. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oscar. And we finally get to see some of the action that this dinosaur player was causing out of this event. I'm really excited because this is such a cool showing for what dinosaurs basically were capable of doing. And we're actually against Yummy here. Now, Yummy, I mean, technically could be able to withstand a couple of board wipes depending on how you initially open up here. But let's see what we can actually do here. So you're going to see Ryuji rising, getting cut off by Purge, which, hey, it's fine because Warzone's going to come in here in a second. So you're going to see the scaling of Anva here, just so we can go ahead and get the setup here. And now we get to go ahead and do Stego things, because this is where things get very fun. Blow up the scale. Hey, look, where'd all these dinosaurs come from, man? That's because Mr. Stego's job here is he destroys a card, and if you do, you send a dinosaur, which gets this, and then out comes, you know, Jirax equal to the, or basically in combination, whose total levels equal the sent monster's level, ignoring summoning conditions, by the way. So you get 4 level 1s here to start to play the game, which is hilarious. So we get to go ahead and we get Ryuji End loaded up here. Now we can start the fun. So now we get to go ahead and you do see the Velveto being made here. This is now where Alio gets to go ahead and trigger. Get to go ahead and revive. Now you get to see Astero coming down here, which goes ahead and rotates up the Volcano, because Astero just says, hey, get to set a Jirax spell and trap card. So you get to go ahead and now we can rotate into Volcano, which is going to give us another pop in a second. But we have to go ahead and misc here. Go ahead and get the Oviraptor into rotation. There's the Ultimate Conductor. Ultimate Conductor, going to pop that off. Now we get to go ahead and trigger this, which gets the mill. Now you do get to see the Grenosaur Giga Cannon coming down. But when your dinosaur monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends the graveyard, detach 1 to ping your opponent for 1,000. Then this thing gains 1,000. But if the Succeed Summon card is destroyed, you target 1 card on the field and destroy it. If you do, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. So this is actually where the fun begins here. So now we get to go ahead and see Stego coming on up into the play here. Alright, so we'll get to go ahead and pop. Alright, now we get to go ahead and see Rivalry coming into rotation here, which is where the fun stuff is going to continue on here. And then we'll go ahead and scale up. You know, we did all of this without having access to the Misva. I mean, if we did have access to the Misva, we would have been able to build a crazier field, I feel like. But we got all the pieces we need here. Here comes the Yummy. All right, we'll go ahead and get the Banish. All right. This thing actually does things, by the way. It's a free Banish 2 to negate a summon. And then, obviously, it has the Banish Jirax to drag Meteor the field. But now you're going to see Rivalry come down here, which is going to go ahead and bring up Anva. You know Anva does things, right? This thing actually lets you target a card on the field and destroy it. So we're going to go ahead and blink that off of the field, which is good. We're going to see Marshmallow come down here. Now we're going to go ahead and have to Drac Meteor the field, which is where you actually see the concession there. There's not really too much I think you can do about that. Like, you have to kind of, you have to take your matchups where you can. Alright, so we're going to see Marshmallow come down here. You're going to get to see, here comes Yummy Snatchy, going to start things off. Yes, my favorite. And then, well, I mean, you have to get the Kirky into rotation. See, this is the problem with this deck. Sometimes you just draw the field spells, and you're just like, well, you know, you have to play with the bad ones. You don't really have a choice here. We're going to see the first Yummy come into rotation. Go ahead and grab the 2 out of the deck. We got our pieces, and we're ready to go. So we're going to see Snatchy coming on down here, grabbing up the Surprise. And then we're just going to go ahead and keep rotating. Get the bodies back here. Make the Martial Metal. We'll go ahead and make the Herald there. We see the Snatchy on the Revive. Go ahead and tuck back some resources just to have them up. And then we're going to go ahead and, the fact that we actually, I mean, I guess you're just like bounce, or have both set. Because, I mean, worst case, you get a Revive. Worst case, you have the bounces so that you can kind of do your thing. What's hilarious to me about this is you have the Board Breaker duo here. which is great. We're actually just going to go ahead and kaiju over the negate. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and slam Raigeki. They do get a revive here off of this. We're going to go ahead and grab Misfa off of this. So this is now where all the fun gets to begin here, because now we're into playing the game. All right. Go ahead. Goodbye. Grab up Anva, and we have Misfa. Scale up, scale up. So we are going to go ahead and, I guess, yummy surprise here. All right. They're going to go ahead and coin slot 100. I'm going to go ahead, pop our scale, which is very unfortunate. See, that's the thing I don't like here about this deck. Here comes the rotation into the Imperm. Welp, welp, welp. You know, they did have the double yummy surprise anyway, so I mean, we weren't really going to be doing too much through that field. I just want to be very clear about that. If you thought that there was some like hope of glimmer at the end of that rainbow, there really wasn't. Like, this is very much a coin flip scenario, and there's not really much you can try to like sway that otherwise. It's just, it's a very unfortunate sort of thing here. So we are going to go ahead and swing on in to game 3. You know, it must feel absolutely splendid to open up the Misfa, because this is just the whole life savings for this deck. And you've also got the Rising. Oh my Lanta. Scale them up. Go ahead and rotate into the War Zone. Well, and we just get to add the Misk. The fact that you're just like, oh hey, I'm going to go ahead and actually grab the Misk off of this just to kind of hunker down and have that level of protection really is going to matter here. That's insane. We're going to go ahead and grab up Hakva here. So we're going to go ahead and we get to banish Hakva to grab up the Wyrmwinds. All right. Well, go ahead and special them back the friends. All right. Go ahead and trigger to pop that. This is actually really bad for the opponent, because now this makes it so that our Ryuji and level 10s, whose original type is Worm, also gain this. And what is it? Any monster sent from the field to the graveyard during the opponent's turn is banished instead. Yeah, I don't think Yummy really does with that too much. Go ahead and receive the rotation of the Rivalry, though. Interesting. Go ahead and scoop on up into a very big Varudris. We're going to go ahead and fire the Misk here. So now, this is really, really bad for the opponent, because now this Stego is going to get to go chomp, chomp, chomp. Rotate into the 4 bodies here. Rotate into that. Go ahead and make the Velfido. Go ahead and revive into this. Get the Summon Negate loaded up. Go ahead and get the Dirac rotation up. So now we'll go ahead and Misk for the 4. We'll go ahead and get the big guy up. So now we have an Ultimate Conductor here. Pop the big guy, get out another, spin that into him again, and we get the mill. So now we have the ability to cast out the Meteor if we need. We have the protect or the summon interruption from this for the negate. We have Ryuji N set up. We've also got Varujus, and we have Volcano if they do surpass limits, along with the Rivalry. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see, we also drew the Nib for turn. Story of our lives, man. We're going to go ahead and Imperm, targeting that. That's pretty solid. Just kidding. All right, we're going to go ahead and Volcano time. Marshmallow is going to go ahead. You see this, we can go ahead and cut off the Marshmallow. And then we go ahead and get the rotation up for this. The fact that now we have Sea Spires and Wyrmwinds up and running is good. I guess our opponent could try to do this, but we're just going to cut it off in a second. You see the Yummy getting obliterated. And now, with all of their hope on this card, we're going to go ahead and Obedience Schooled here. And then we're just going to go ahead and here comes the Meteor Ryuji End. Go ahead and do the tuck back here. All right. Go ahead and stack up the good cards here. Go ahead safely do our thing to clear up the field, and we get our Dirac back. Now we see the traps stacking back up here. I'm going to go ahead and Wyrmwinds on back. We get an Ash on that. That's amazing. And we get the reset. All right, well, our opponent's turn is done. Now we just get to go ahead and set on up here Fossil Day. We're getting Warzone. Okay. Warzone into this, and then go ahead and get the banished pieces. Warzone, since we have the Misva, we get all of the pieces back. We're going to go ahead and try to get nibbed, but yeah, there's not much that they could do. That's crazy. Well, Dinosaur's really pulling it off with Ryuji today. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.